10 years is a long time. And I just picked 10 years, the number 10 out. But when you think of racing, sprint car racing, in the upper Midwest, within the last 10 years, I mean, the area has had two mainstay tracks, Jackson and Huset's. And when you look at the last 10 years, we could be sitting here with not one racetrack up in that area very, very easily. Or we could be sitting there with two thriving racetracks. That's what we're going to talk about here today. I'm Steve Post. She's Ashley Strummy. This is Wing Nation, the podcast presented by Dry Dean. And Ashley, this is one of those racetrack stories that appears to be turning out really, really good.
I think that's an understatement.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly.
Yes. I mean, you think about their first race back at Huset. It's like,
oh my God.
The vibe, and I wasn't even there, and I felt it, total FOMO of just knowing that place could have become anything. It could have become a apartment complex. It could have been a shopping plaza as it sat stagnant for so many years. And to see that she's back living again is incredible.
Thriving. And then we've been up to Jackson for the Jackson Nationals. Aaron and I got up there, and you look at the pictures of that place from 10 years ago. And Erin, when she drove in the first time, she's like, oh, my God, because it was rough.
Right.
It was very rough. And now with Todd Quering, these two places, Jackson got a major, major facelift. Huset's got somewhat of a facelift. It was in pretty good shape because Chuck Brenner, the previous owner, had left it in pretty good shape facility-wise.
Yes.
Jackson's been redone, and here we go, giddy up. I mean, these are two of the premier tracks in the sprint car world.
And I have never seen either of them. And I'm going to check both of them off my list this year.
We're working on that
I'm
for sure.
Extremely excited to finally see what everybody's been talking about.
Stable and strong in the upper Midwest. Really, really cool. Speaking of stable and strong, when you put Tim Schaefer and Mark Smith on a racetrack, that is stable and strong. It was on Flow Racing. Here's Chet Christner with the call.
And now for the Dry Dean death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
Right, the 14B is running fourth on the field as there's Schaefer to the inside again, free racing into three. Drives on through to the outside. Smith trying to cross him down low. They'll come together. Mark Smith back onto the point. Tim Schaefer drops the nose, looks to the inside to lap traffic. He'll drive back into the number one spot out, turn number two and down the back straightaway.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dry Dean Diesel All Def, the official def of the world of outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit drydean.com for more information.
For decades, Dry Dean Lubricants has been made in America and made to last, paving the way on our highways, in our fields, and on the production line. Today, Dry Dean offers a complete line of engine oils, greases, hydraulic and transmission fluids, and diesel exhaust fluid. If you want greater performance and protection for your critical engines and equipment, go to drydean.com. Dry Dean, American owned and operated, and a proud supporter of racing and race fans everywhere. Sage Fruit has been a longtime supporter of sprint car racing, sprint car fans, and us here at Wing Nation. What they pride themselves on most is providing shoppers with the highest quality, best tasting apples, pears, and cherries available. Go to sagefruit.com and make sure you ask your local grocer for Sage Fruit. It is Wing Nation, presented by Dry Dean and DRF Oils. Let's go to the Sage Fruit Hotline. Our good friend from up at Huset's and Jackson, Doug Johnson's on the line. Hello, Doug. Welcome into Wing Nation.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Doug, I'm not doing good at all. Okay? Now, here's the problem. Doug and I have an annual breakfast in Daytona that I had to cancel this year. So I'm not doing good at all because we didn't go to the Cracked Egg or the different one or this one or that one. I missed our breakfast, my friend.
We did. So we'll have to get a rain check on that, and we'll have to plan that maybe at Jackson when you come up here this year now.
Well, how about that? That wouldn't be a bad thing at all. That wouldn't be a bad thing at all. How are things at Jackson and Huset's lining up for you guys?
It's lining up really great. You know, we got a strong season ahead of us. You know, especially at Huset's, and you know, we got with our big announcement with the showdown coming out here in June. 2 days at Huset's, or actually 3 days at Huset's, and 3 days at Jackson. We got a lot of big things on the docket here for both tracks, and we're getting geared up and getting everything rolling here real soon.
Awesome. $180,000 could go to the potential winner if they win the whole week, basically. Pre-registration has already started, so make sure if you're wanting to check it out, get there. But Doug, here's what I took from when I looked at Huset's schedule. Sunday night racing. What is the thought process on that? It's kind of a risk, I guess you could say, a Sunday night race. What is the thought process that went behind that, and how big do you think this could actually be?
Well, Ashley, we're actually following what the Rubin family started years ago at Huset Speedway, and that was a traditional Sunday night, weekly event. And they built it into, a huge following over the years. And, we're trying to continue that tradition with Sunday night. The fans in Sioux Falls and the surrounding area, they're used to going to Huset's on Sunday night. And we want to bring that back, and we're bringing back 410 sprint car racing to Huset Speedway in the Sioux Falls market. And, we've had tremendous feedback already from the fans and race teams. And, there's very few tracks around us that race on Sunday nights. And like I said, it's always been a tradition going to Huset over the years, ever since I was a kid, growing up. I mean, I went out there with my family when I was probably 5 years old, and ever since then. So it's more of a tradition than anything, and fans are used to it. We've seen this, in other markets too, especially in the Jackson market, and, fans, a lot of race fans have found other things to do, since Huset's been closed. And a lot of them will go to the lake, go camping, and they come back on Sunday night, and 6 o'clock you get home, and it's like, okay, what do we do now? And let's go to Huset. So it's kind of a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer for us to go back to Sunday nights. And like I said, we're bringing back 410 sprint car racing on a weekly basis here to the Sioux Falls market, and we're actually really excited about it. I think it has a lot of potential, and we're looking forward to it.
Doug, I want to go back a little bit to last year. Huset's had been so much conversation, and finally the word came out that Todd was buying the racetrack, and it was good, and everything was great. And when you guys hosted your first event, did you had to hope for that reaction? Did you expect the reaction where every series sanctioning body and race car driver on the planet wanted to race there? Did you expect it to be that overwhelming?
To be honest, no.
Yeah.
It all came together so fast. It really, Todd had talked about it, internally amongst us before that, actually deal happened. And we really, it came together so fast, we really didn't know what to expect. And it was extremely overwhelming. We've had so many people and so many sanctioning bodies, like you said, reach out to us and want to race at Huset just because of the tradition, that it's established over the years. And like you said, no, I had no idea that it would be that overwhelming. And, the reaction on opening night from the fans was something I've really never experienced. I told one of the local news stations it was like going to a high school state basketball playoff game is what it reminded me of. The excitement and the atmosphere that night. I mean, fans got up and cheered when cars put heat in their motors, for the first time. I mean, that's how excited the fans were to see racing come back to Huset. So, from a fan standpoint, from a driver standpoint, race teams, it's extremely overwhelming, and hopefully we can continue that excitement here into 2021.
It gives me goosebumps.
Yeah.
Because, when something goes away, you tend to forget about it, right? And then it comes back and you hope the loyalty's there. You hope the tradition is still wanting to be tradition, right? Yep. And you guys have not only recreated that, but you've brought it back to life. And I think obviously with Todd and what he's done with Jackson and what you guys have built, knowing that that's going to trickle into Huset's is incredible. And it's just unfathomable to me that tradition still stands and the fans are still supporting it. And now you put this showdown out. I mean, I don't know. It's incredible to me, and I can't fathom it. But I'm so blessed that it's all just building like this.
Okay, here we are. Okay, we're sitting here, Doug. We have the Jackson Nationals. okay, which is a great event. And then you guys get Huset's. I mean, you're sitting there with the whiteboard, and Ashley's talking about this this showdown, the end of June. Did you guys say, do we dare do this? Do we dare do this? Do we dare do that? Do we dare do this? Yeah, let's do it all. How did that come about?
Well, actually, this showdown was actually Todd's idea, and he's come up with a lot of great ideas over the years, and not only promoting owning racetracks, but his other businesses too.
Sure.
And this was actually his idea. To be honest, I was a little skeptical myself when he first brought it to me about running, on a Monday, Tuesday, and it's like, are you crazy? Fans aren't going to come on a Monday, Tuesday. And I'll tell you what, so far the response and our ticket sales have been tremendous. I mean, we've had calls from, I think, just about every state in the country already, either looking for tickets or camping for that week. And, a lot of people are making plans, and they're making a whole week of it. The nice thing about it is you can see 6 races in 7 days and only have to travel about 80 miles. So that's kind of it's like a big bonus for the race fans, that want to see a bunch of racing. And you got opening night on June 20th is our weekly show that pays $6,000 to win. And then we come back on Monday and Tuesday with the World of Outlaws at Huset's for 2 days, paying $30,000 to win the finale. And then we take a day off, a travel day actually to Jackson, where we're going to have a hauler parade and a fan fest again, like we've had in the past. And then you got 3 nights of racing at Jackson, and paying $50,000 to win on the finale there. And like I said, fans only have to travel 80 miles between the 2 tracks and can see 6 nights of racing. So, it's like I said, I was kind of skeptical at first, but as this has kind of progressed and we've kind of started really promoting it, it's the fans are really grasping onto the idea. And so far, like I said, the response has been overwhelming. And hopefully it continues, and we have 6 outstanding nights of racing.
It's so freaking awesome. I can't put it any other way. Yeah. And I'm super excited because I'm going to get to check 2 tracks off my bucket list. So, Doug, if there's something that you have to recommend when I make my first trip out there, what is it that I must see, eat, and do while I'm out at Huset's in Jackson?
Well, the first thing is we got to get you in the beer garden with Steve at Jackson and get a Bud Light in your hand, and then try the chili cheese fries and the caramel corn.
Nice.
Yes.
The chili cheese fries and caramel corn at Jackson have been a staple for years, and fans have raved about the food there, and so that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to have a whole bucket list of things for you to do when you come here, but some of them we probably can't say on the air, so we'll talk about that later.
Okay, now, so here's the deal. Because the last time we were there, Aaron and I were cussing Ashley. We weren't cussing Ashley Stremme, we were cussing Ashley Street. Ashley Street. Are you going to do that 5K again over at Jackson?
I think that is in the plans. I haven't talked to the guys. The guys from the Hall of Fame organized that.
Yeah, they did.
So
yeah, they did a great job with that.
I think they've got that in the plans. I know the Chamber's also playing on a golf tournament Wednesday morning. So anybody looking to play golf in Jackson, they're going to have that going on Wednesday morning. I'm pretty sure that the 5K is going to happen. So you'll have to take part in that too, Steve.
Well, see, that's the thing, because it goes down Ashley Street, but then it comes up Ashley Street. And Ashley Street is a big hill. And we said, Aaron and I said, doesn't it figure that we're mumbling and muttering? Of course, then, and the other problem with that is now Aaron's a good runner. I'm not. Okay, I'm literally just down at the bottom of Ashley Street, and Darren Pittman has ran through the park, up around the neighborhood, around there, and he's headed back up Ashley Street. And I said, dude, you're an animal. He's a beast. But that's all part of the fun. And that's the thing, Doug. We talk about 6 great nights of racing, but with the Hall of Fame there and now a golf tournament and all the other things, this is just locking in to be 6 days, 7 days of just must-see family entertainment and a lot of fun for everybody.
Absolutely, and we've got we're actually opening up a campground at Huset's. That'll be just got that approved here just a couple weeks ago. So camping at Huset's and camping available at Jackson. So like you said, fans can come and hang out for 7 days, and camp right on the fairgrounds and enjoy some awesome racing. And a lot of activities are still in the works, getting planned for both tracks. I've been meeting with both chambers, and we're going to have some exciting stuff for the fans to do, during the day to keep them occupied. So, follow along on our social media sites. And like I said, you can watch some kick-ass racing at night.
Man.
So that was going to be my next question is, do you have anything else up your sleeve that you can't necessarily drop right now? Because I feel like y'all got like aces for days up both sleeves.
Yeah, I know they got aces up their sleeve. It's like,
oh yeah, we've got some other things in the works that we're talking about doing, and you never know what's going to happen until you get here. So start making plans now.
Fans, I would direct your attention to Huset's webpage and to Jackson's webpage. We've talked a lot about the showdown, but the Huset season opener is Mother's Day. How about that? Take Mama to the racetrack. Season opener at Huset's on Sunday, May 9th. Jackson kicks it off the following Friday, May the 14th. And there is racing action. There's a huge USAC weekend up at it's unreal. So you can find out more at Huset's and Jackson on the respective websites and the social media. Doug, as always, we appreciate the time and the friendship, and glad we caught up with you here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on, and look forward to having you guys up here this year.
Cannot wait. That is Doug Johnson. Man, I'll tell you, oh gosh, I am so geeked up. That is unreal.
I'm excited.
Oh my gosh.
I've heard about it for so long.
This is going to be so great. Oh,
y'all just tell your employers now that you're taking that week off.
Last week of June,
Get it
you're
now.
off. You're done.
Before
you're
anybody else can schedule that.
Exactly. Take that week off. Sage Fruit is a premium grower, packer, and shipper of Washington tree fruit. Apples, pears, and cherries, and it's always an exceptional eating experience, and they're grown in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. High-quality fruit, exceptional flavor, healthy snacking, and they're a longtime supporter of sprint cars, sprint car racing, and Wing Nation. Make sure when you go to your local grocery store, ask for Sage Fruit. Over the years, Dryden has stood for uncompromised value and proven performance. Known as the hardest working brand in heavy-duty lubrication, Dryden's heritage is made in America and made to last. Dryden products work to increase the life and enhance the efficiency of your equipment in the toughest conditions. Learn more about Dryden's products at Dryden.com. From grassroots racing to NASCAR, Dryden is a proud supporter of racing everywhere. Busy times on the horizon in the sprint car world. Watch your weather forecast and watch your local sanctioning body, because nobody really knows what's going on with this weather. We do know that it's an exciting month of March, though. March the 7th, the Port Royal season opener. Oh, March the 14th, the Williams Grove opener. Yes, indeed. Lincoln will have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 races in by then.
Maybe
not. Exactly. Who knows? We'll see what happens. And World of Outlaws slated to be out west. Maybe not. We're still in maybe not land, folks. You guys know with this Rona still around, we don't know what it's going to look like. That's why you follow along with those social media channels and our social media channels as well. We do know the ASCS National Tour kicks off March 5th and 6th at Kern County in Bakersfield, California, celebrating their 30th anniversary. How about that for the awesome. ASCS? 61 events on the schedule this year. It'll all be on Flow Racing, too. And what I'm really excited about there with ASCS is Sam Haferteep, the 5-time title holder, is moving on.
He's going to let somebody else win.
And from the looks of Sam in the early season 410 racing, he's going to continue winning.
Yeah, it's not going to be bad.
He is fast.
I'm not surprised.
Well, I know. No, you're not. Yeah, no, you're not. He's always said, if I could just focus on it, I think I'll be good. Dude, you're 7 races in, and you're already in pretty good shape.
It's pretty focused.
Yeah, pretty focused. It seemed like every time there was a dash, it was like, hey, Haferteep, he drew more numbers out of the can than anybody else. So it's going to be fun. The ASCS, you can find out more at www.ascsracing. When we dial it up this weekend on our TV show, David Gravel. He's the best. He's great. Love talking to David Gravel. That is for sure. Wing Nation apparel is available at www.wingnation.com. That's wingnation.com. Follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, where we have a page and a group. You can also catch all of our shows on our YouTube channel. Even if you missed one, go back and look at it on our YouTube channel. Appreciate you sitting in for Aaron this week.
Yeah, I appreciate being here. Always fun to catch up and talk spring pups.
Good fun, that's for sure. Yes. Again, thanks to Doug Johnson. Remember, if you get a chance this summer to go to Huset's or Jackson, make sure you do it. And that's that big one. The showdown is the last week of June.
Yes. Don't miss it.
It's going to be awesome. Hey, thanks again to Doug. Thank you for joining us here this week on Wing Nation, presented by Dryden.